don't know if anyone is here or not, but yeah. What's good, everybody? Welcome to the stream. You know what we're here for. We're here to talk GTA 5. We got trailer 2 today, which was unexpected. I did a live stream a little bit earlier, but I figured why not do a live stream later in the day? Because, I know that most of you guys are going to be in school or at work and stuff like that. So I wanted to make sure that I did sort of a stream where I'm sure more people could come in and we could discuss, GTA 6 and the trailer and what we thought and whatnot. So definitely, if you're here, welcome. I hope you've had a great day. I hope, if not, this trailer made the day better for you. Things like that. I'm very excited to kind of talk about this. I talked about it a little bit earlier today, but I'm very much excited now knowing some more things about the game and what we could expect. So yeah, if you like that kind of content over here and you want to see more of that, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on those post notifications because I plan on doing more gaming content over here. Again, I want to broaden my horizons even more than I already have, and I think talking about certain games that I'm interested in, I think would be a pretty cool avenue to go into, something that I'm sure a lot of you weren't expecting me to go into that I want to dive into now. So let's see. Let's look at the timeline, right? So last year we got our first ever trailer for Grand Theft Auto 6. And from there, people have been speculating when we are going to get another trailer. When is it going to happen? Is it going to be at Summer Games Fest? Is it going to be at the Game Awards? Things like that, and people were also speculating, hey, is Grand Theft Auto going to come out this year? Is it going to get delayed? So much, questioning and back and forth. And we ultimately got our answer last week. We got a statement from Rockstar Games that said that GTA 6 is going to be delayed to May 26th of 2026. So that definitely raised a lot of questions. Some people were surprised about the delay, some people were not surprised. I was kind of towards the middle because I was kind of like, it would be something if this game did come out this year, but I wouldn't be surprised if the game was to get delayed, and it did. So we got that. It was good, at least that we got a release date that it was coming out May 26th of next year. Usually they could have just said like, hey, uh GTA 6 is coming out next year, but not saying when, but they actually told us a release date, which I think that's really dope of them to do that because they know this is the most anticipated game of the decade. I mean, so many people, aunts, uncles, grandmas, aunts, cousins, your dog, your cat. I'm sure everybody is anticipating this game. It's a big spectacle. And, with that in mind, it's really awesome to see that, everybody is just excited for this game. And I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people who take off work, take off school, just so they can play this. And I think it's coming out at the perfect time next year. I really do. I think the summer months are perfect, especially for this vibe of the game that they're going for. I think May of next year is a really good sweet spot for this game to come out because, kids are getting out of school, college, people are not going to have to work too much during the summertime. And it just gives people more of that time to just enjoy the game. So with that being said, we jump to today, and I wake up and I see GTA 6 trailer 2 has been released by Discussing Film. And I'm like, wait, what? Wait a minute. Is this legit? Is this real? Are you pranking us right now? So I went directly to YouTube as fast as I possibly could, typed as fast as I could Rockstar Games, and sure enough, that was one of the first things that hit the feed. Rockstar Games released the trailer. I got up this morning and I said, you know what? I should do a reaction to this. I did a reaction to it. Reaction's out now if you guys want to. I'm sorry that it was so late for me getting it out. It's been a very, very busy day for me. So the trailer reaction's out now if you guys want to check that out maybe after the stream or during the stream. Just all depends on how you feel about it. But I really enjoyed it. The graphics look amazing. I mean, the visual upgrade from 5 to 6, there's no competition. There's no competition there whatsoever. So it's just really cool to see all the ray tracing, the, shadows, the effects, everything it feels like it's going to be ahead of its time. And I really do understand now why this game got delayed. Because if this is what we're seeing from this trailer, imagine how it's going to look on launch day. Imagine how crisp and clean and even more visually, outstanding it's going to look you know, past what we've seen in this trailer. So it's just again very awesome to see Rockstar Games do this. They really didn't have to do this. They really could have just let us on for months on end. And we wouldn't have known anything about a trailer. We wouldn't have known anything about what's going on. But I'm glad that they gave us that second trailer to kind of tide us over. And then not only that, they rebranded their website full on GTA 6. You can go on the website right now, link down below in my description. We got descriptions on the characters. We got descriptions on the certain locations we're going to see in the game. We got Vice City and tons of other locations that we're going to be going into this game. I can only imagine many different activities we might have. We may have hunting in this game. We might have surfing in this game. We might have wakeboarding in this game. There's so many opportunities that they could implement into this game. And it's just going to be very interesting to see how far they go. How thought out are they? After all these years of working on this game, how far out did they think with certain things? Even with some of the references, because GTA is known for its cultural references throughout media, meme culture, all of that. GTA is usually got you covered on that sort of thing. So I'm really interested to see how far back a lot of these references when it comes to Florida. If you know about Florida, Florida has a lot of stuff going on. I don't know what's in the water in Florida, but there's a lot of stuff that's going on. And I'm sure this game is going to not hold any punches when it comes to taking an opportunity of making jokes about Florida and some of the things that have happened or some of the things that go on there. So yeah, with that being said, let me go into the comments, see what you guys are saying. Carson, he said wish listing. Oh yeah, the game is on PlayStation. Shout out to Carson, he told me that earlier. It is on PlayStation. You can wish list it on there. So if you have PlayStation, definitely go check it out. They have a page for it and everything. I wonder if Xbox has a page for it. I wonder if Steam has a page for it. I'm curious on that front. But yeah, this is a really big thing. Rockstar Games, they outdid themselves today. The trailer from what I did the live stream earlier, it was like 33,000. I think now it's probably close to maybe 20 million at this point, which is insane. I'm sure this trailer is trending number one on Twitter. It's going crazy everywhere. It's going crazy everywhere. And Rockstar Games, they can do that. They can just put out a trailer on a random day and it just trends to number one just like that. And so, yeah, yeah. Like I said, I'm excited for GTA 6. I'm excited. Um, I think for me, my game that I'm most excited for this year is Mafia: The Old Country. We got that gameplay coming out this week, so definitely expect a gameplay trailer reaction to that because I love the Mafia games. Uh, one and two, obviously classics. So looking forward to see what they do with the new installment in that game. Looking forward to the new installment of Grand Theft Auto. I just think there's a lot of amazing, dope games this year. You got Ghost of Yote out. That's going to be coming out this year. Borderlands 4, that's going to be coming out this year. Just a lot of great games to look forward to in the next 3 or 4 years. I think it's going to be a really exciting time for gamers, a really exciting time for people who love games, for the cinematic aspect. I think GTA 6 is definitely going to be a cinematic, just a beautiful cinematic game that even if you don't play it, even if you aren't able to play it, I think watching it, it's going to be very visually pleasing just based off the two trailers that we've gotten so far. Trailer one, it's iconic. You know, we got that first ever trailer, and it was iconic. But I think this trailer, trailer two, is my favorite due to the fact that we just got a little bit more. I feel like we got a little bit more in this trailer. It wasn't just about showing you the visuals. They kind of showed you a little bit of what we could expect, you know, gameplay wise, also story wise with the characters as well, you know. So I don't really have any complaints about what I saw. I don't really have any complaints with the game or anything. I'm just really looking forward to it. So yeah, if you guys have any, you know, comments or anything, definitely let me know what you guys thought of the game, what you guys thought of the trailer. I definitely would love to hear. I plan on being on for a good while, so we could probably keep it going for a bit. But yeah, let me know what you guys have in mind. What do you guys want to see with GTA 6? What do you guys want story wise? If you saw my reaction, I was kind of it was kind of very interested into Lucia, the new character. Shout out to her. She's gonna be a fan favorite, I'm sure. She's definitely gonna be a fan favorite. She's already a fan favorite for me. But I think that again, this is like a Bonnie and Clyde type story where again, it's a couple, you know, they're both in crime, but they both want to get out of crime. They don't want this to be their life. So I like that aspect. I don't think GTA has really explored that. I mean, obviously, criminals wanting to get out of the crime for to have a better life, we've kind of had that, but a couple, I don't think in this game franchise we've had. Obviously, there's been plenty of movies out there and plenty of TV shows that have done that concept before. So this isn't really like something that's like treading new ground. But I think for this franchise, it's different because it's not anything that they've done before. And I'm sure a lot of the missions and stuff are going to be different. Like in the trailer, right? Like there's a trailer where they're pulling some kind of safe behind a truck. I instantly thought of Fast Five. You guys seen Fast and Furious 5? You guys know about the iconic heist mission they go on with the safe, and you know the cars pulling the safe and whatnot down the highway. That reminded me so much of that. So I can only imagine just how fun that mission looks to be. Then it just seems like, you know, the nightlife, you know, you have the nightlife stuff that GTA is known for, but I'm sure they're going to take it up a notch this time, especially with it being in Florida. I don't know too much about Florida, but I do know the nightlife in Florida, it's a different vibe than what it is in the daytime, so I'm sure they're going to explore aspects of that. But yeah, I don't want to ramble too much about it. I just kind of want to hear what you guys have to say. If anyone is around and you know maybe wants to bring their 2 cents in, I wish I had people I could bring on to like talk about it, but it's all good. It's all good. But yeah, I don't really know what else to talk about with GTA 6. I mean, like I said, we've been waiting for this game for over a decade now. You know, a lot of people have been anticipating when it's gonna come out, and now that we know when it's gonna come out, it's just kind of like we're here. You know, like we made it. That's kind of how it feels for me. It's like we made it. Like we're literally here. We still got a year and some change to go, yes, but that year and some change will be here before we know it. And it's going to be insane because literally Avengers Doomsday is going to come out, you know, a few weeks before GTA 6. It's kind of insane to think about that. So May is going to be a stacked month next year. It's going to be a stacked month. So, yeah, yeah. I guess I could ask, like, what are some of your favorite characters so far throughout the trailer? Like, we got the main characters, and they're cool. The main characters are really cool from what we've seen so far. But are there like some side characters? I think the man at the beginning, he seems like he's gonna be a really funny character. I wonder if he's gonna be like the Lester of this game, because I could definitely see him being sort of like a Lester esque character, but it could be someone else as well. I also like how they reference the leak that happened some while ago about the game. I also like how they reference that too. So again, GTA is not afraid to make fun of themselves or make fun of things that have happened before, and that's kind of one of the for a lot of people, it's one of the interesting parts about this franchise is that they're not afraid to go to those places. You know, I want to see how that. I want to see how that trailer reaction is doing while I'm here. Very curious. So far, like 6 people. That's cool. I mean, hey, it's 6 people. I'm not complaining. I appreciate people, even if it is just 6 people. I appreciate just people checking out that trailer reaction. Anyway, as a whole, it's pretty dope. But yeah, I get it. It's a new avenue, and I know this isn't normally what I talk about. This is uh, new territory again for me. But again, I want to expand. I don't want to just do the same stuff I've been doing for the longest because I feel like it can be tiring doing the same thing. So if there's a way that I can get into the gaming avenue on this channel as well as doing, the Marvel and DC and animation stuff, then I see it as a win. I see it as a win. So yeah. Also, for those who are Marvel fans, I do want to tell you that tomorrow I will be doing a live stream talking about the Thunderbolts. It's going to be a spoiler stream. So, again, if you haven't watched Thunderbolts, I suggest not going to that stream because, yeah, we're going to be talking spoilers. We're going to be talking about the movie. We're going to be talking about details from the movie, the post credit scenes, all that stuff. So, that's going to be a very, like, I think that's going to be a very dope stream, kind of talking about that movie and giving you my thoughts on it. I haven't really said too much about it because I want to hold it for that, but I will just tell you that I really enjoyed Thunderbolts, and I'll just keep it at that for now. But yeah, jumping back to GTA 6, I feel like I've probably said GTA 5 at least once in this video, but who hasn't? It's kind of been one of those things where GTA 5 has been a household staple for, again, almost a decade, almost 2 decades. That it's kind of like when you say GTA 6, it's like, oh, dang, we're really here. So, yeah, I'm trying to see again. But yeah, they got the PlayStation channel up for it. If you got, like I said, if you guys want to check it out, I can show you the page. PlayStation. Let's look it up. PlayStation, GTA. Also, What systems do you guys have? Do you have PlayStation? Do you have Xbox? Do you have PC? Let me know what system you guys have, because at the current moment, your boy doesn't have any of the systems I want to. The goal is to have a PlayStation at some point, but I just don't have the funds for it right now. But that's definitely a goal that I want to work to. So let's see. There should be I saw PlayStation had like a page for it at GTA. Maybe they don't. I could have sworn I seen that they had one. Maybe it's just on the PlayStation page itself. It might be just on the PlayStation page itself. But yeah. Uh, let's see. Have any comments? No comments. Dang. I guess these gaming streams probably. I probably have to maybe do another channel for gaming, because maybe this isn't something people are too interested in, which I understand. I understand. People are like, oh dang, well I came to you for this, not GTA. I don't care about GTA. So I definitely understand. I understand that sentiment. Maybe I should do. I mean, I do have Jace TV. I mean, that is my second channel. It's not like I'm doing anything with that channel now. So maybe I should just rebrand that channel into something else, or maybe just that could be like a side mission channel where I just talk about whatever I want to talk about on there. Probably so. Probably would be better. I don't know. I'm just rambling about stuff at this point. It's not like okay, yeah. As of right now, no PC version. They just have PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S. So yeah, it's probably going to be a bit before it comes to PC, which that's usually how it is. So it might be like a year and a half until we get like a PC version of this game. So maybe 2027 for, PC. GTA Online, I would imagine GTA Online for this game will probably take like a year as well. So maybe they'll release GTA 6 Online along with the PC port of the game. I think that probably makes sense. So maybe that's a 2027 type thing. I don't know. I'm not too far into like as far as how it works with the gaming side, but I think again, this game is definitely gonna make a lot of money. This game is gonna bring a lot of eyes, and again, it's just gonna make Rockstars an even more, you know, company that's out there that's doing these big grandiose projects, that take years of development, but it's worth the development time. So yeah, I don't really know what else to talk about, to be honest. And yeah. Oh, so are these like okay? I'm finding out new stuff about this. There's like, hmm. Oh, they have a national park. I didn't even know they had a national park in this. Interesting. But yeah, I'm just checking out the website. You also can down at the bottom. You can go when you go to the website. Again, I have the website linked, in my description. But down at the bottom, you can have there's an option that says get Rockstar propaganda. So if you have a Rockstar account, you can sign up for it and you'll automatically get the latest game announcements, updates on special events, offers, and some other stuff from Rockstar Games if you guys are interested in that as well. And yeah, kind of bummed. I wish there were more people, man. I wish there were more people that I could talk about this game with. I can only talk so much about it. Hey, Lacole's Place, welcome to the stream. Just talking about the game. As you can see, it's dead. There's not really many people here. Unfortunately, I kind of figured that would kind of be the case, trying to branch out into something new. And I know everybody's not interested in this game, or maybe may not even care about this game, which is understandable. I'm sure tomorrow's stream would probably be better as far as that, but yeah, it's okay. I kind of expected this. it's what sucks about being on YouTube is when you're trying to like grow to a bigger platform, it doesn't always work in your favor. You know, you try as best as you can, and people only come for certain things, and that's fine. If people only come for certain things, again, that's fine. But man, it just kind of sucks because it's like you can see other content creators and they can talk about, you know, how many stripes a zebra has, and people can just 40,000 people can just come in and hear them talk about how many stripes a zebra has. But, you know, a guy who is just talking about this, who really doesn't talk about gaming, it's kind of like I don't want to check him out because he's not talking about the thing that I'm talking about, and or the things that I like. And again, that's fine. You know, I don't expect people to like the same things that I like. I don't expect people to even watch everything that I do. But, you know, it'd be nice to just know that I have like a fan base that, not even a fan base. I don't even like using the term fan. Just a community, just a community of people that I know I could talk about anything. I get to talk about all the different colors of the rainbow, and people will just be like, "Hey man, I may not want to hear about all the colors of the rainbow or what you think about it, but I'm gonna listen anyway, or I'm gonna check you out anyway because uh, that's the cool thing." But I'm glad there are people out there that do check out my content regardless of what I do, and I very much appreciate everybody. You know, I really do. It's just again, it's hard trying to branch out into some new territory when it feels like, you know, YouTube or just again, in general, it's like you try to branch out to new horizons and you can't always do it like you expect. My expectations are very high all the time, and I think that might be a problem for me is that my expectations are always so high for certain things. I put so much effort into it and then the outcome isn't always that. And that's something I'm gonna have to accept is I'm gonna have to accept that not everything I do is going to be something that people are going to care about. Not everything that I do is going to be something that they check out, and I can't take it to heart because when I try to take it to heart, I don't know. You know how it is. You take it to heart because you feel bad because it's like I could have talked about this thing and would have had like 15 people watching or 20 people watching. I could have, talked about that, but I didn't. So it just doesn't work out like you think in your head. And I guess that's the dreamer in me, that's the dreamer. And I'm not trying to rant or anything. I just I feel like I'm not the only content creator that goes through this. Like I feel like this is just a problem on YouTube in general. You know, all these channels will try to tell you, well, you should make separate channels for this, you should make separate channels for that. You know, you should only stick to one niche. And it's like, okay, I get you, stick to one niche. But what if you're someone who just, what if that's just not your personality? What if you just can't stick to one niche because that's just not how you operate? That's not how you see it. That's not how you envision it. And again, it's hard to try to come to terms to that aspect of, oh, you should make a separate channel for gaming. You should make a separate channel for reactions. You should make a separate channel to you react to music and all this stuff. Because I mean, those are things that I definitely all want to do. Like I want to play games in the future. I want to react to music and video game trailers like this and things like that. But again, when you just don't have the audience of say like a I Show Speed where I Show Speed can literally again just do a random live stream and he can, get that. And I get he's a bigger creator, so it works for him. But when you're a smaller creator like myself and others who just have so many different things that you enjoy, but it's like at the same time you can't do them because you don't have the growth. If I had 20,000 people watching my streams, I think I would be all right because out of those 20,000 people, it doesn't matter that I'm talking about this because there's 20,000 people watching it. What am I even rambling about right now? Like, it just seems like I'm rambling about views, and it's not that. It's just, it's a bit of a bummer, man. It's a bit of a bummer. You were saying you keep putting out good content, they will come. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I guess my mind is just always so focused on looking at other people's success, and I never take into account the success I've had. I'm always looking at other people's success to define mine. Like I said, look at so and so's channel. They did a stream talking about GTA 6. Look how many people they got. So and so did a live, spoiler discussion of Thunderbolts. Look how many views they got. Look how many views they got for doing a review. And my expectations are always so high because I'm so confident in what I put out. And there's nothing, and I want to say this to any, content creator out there. There's nothing wrong with having confidence. There's nothing wrong with having that feel of wanting to, do better, wanting to do more because you're a dreamer, you're a high achiever. You want that. But sometimes we also have to be realistic. And well, maybe that's my problem is that I'm just not realistic enough. I'm always thinking about the next big thing. I'm always thinking about the next big step, the next big push. And maybe sometimes it maybe doesn't come off natural. Maybe it doesn't come off authentic. I don't know anymore. I just feel so lost sometimes doing this because it's just tough, you know. That's probably why I got burnt out like I did is because I was trying to do so much. And then when I took a step back and said I won't try to do too much, then it's kind of like I'm losing my step again. So YouTube is something. Ultimately, what I'm trying to say is YouTube is something. YouTube is a journey. It's a journey of highs and lows. You can have a video, a short, a live stream. You can get over 67 people in watching it or 20,000 people in 1 minute. And then the next video you do, you only get 10 people, 10 views off of it. It's just it's a very weird thing to try to understand what this algorithm is, what it does. And in a way, I kind of blame YouTube for this. And I'm not trying to be that person. But in a way, I kind of blame YouTube for this because it's like they want you to grow naturally. They want you to do all the steps. You got to have the right thumbnails. You got to have the right descriptions. You got to have all this stuff. You do all the steps and the system fails you because the algorithm doesn't understand that a smaller creator who's trying to get himself out there is working extremely hard, just as hard as someone else who had to buy their viewers, who had to buy their viewers from their YouTube promote program, and someone who didn't have to, they are not treated as such. They're treated as another deductible in the algorithm. And I personally just don't like that, I guess. It bothers me. I'm not going to sit up here and say that it doesn't. It kind of bothers me. So, I don't know. I did all that ranting for what? And I'm sure that probably drove some people away. This dude's ranting for what? It's just, it's a stressful and frustrating thing to be a content creator in this space and trying to do something different, is what I'm trying to say. HS, hey bro, hey, what's up? Don't mind me, don't mind me. I'm just rambling about nothing at the moment. Just YouTube and a little bit of my concerns and frustrations with it, as some content creators do. I mean, even earlier, like I before I even put out my GTA 6 trailer, some nut online has went around and copyright claimed every single reaction to this trailer, and it's not even anything Rockstar's affiliated. This channel just decided I'm gonna reap the benefits off of other people's work, hard work might I add, because a lot of people don't understand that content creation is it's a lot of work. It isn't as simple as just turning on a camera and recording. You know, there's a lot that goes into it. There's a lot of brain power, willpower, and a lot of direction. You know, editing takes time. Uploading takes time. There's so much into content creation that goes into it that I just don't think people who, not to say that people who haven't experienced don't understand, but you know, people who maybe haven't dabbled too far into it may not understand, like, as far as how far it can go when it comes to all it takes is one copyright strike or one copyright claim, and it kind of messes with your mood because it's like, well, dang, this big channel right here, they just released the same trailer. Yeah, they did a trailer reaction. I don't see them getting copyright claimed for it. Or, you know, so and so, they got a whole channel sponsored to doing music, you know, reactions and stuff. I don't see them getting claimed for it. You know, it's just like YouTube kind of picks and chooses who and where and what kind of people they want on this platform. And I feel like there's a lot of people who can pretty much get away with whatever they want on this platform. They can do whatever they want. They can say whatever they want and they'll be fine. No consequences, no problems, no nothing. But a smaller creator who works very hard, you know, we're gonna strike you. We're gonna strike you. We're gonna copyright claim your video. You're not gonna get any monetization on it. But some guy who just said the N word, who clearly said the N word in his video, he gets monetized still for it. I mean, make it make sense. What kind of system do we live in where people are allowed to do certain things, but other people who are doing something that isn't even bad, they get punished for it? I mean, I'm trying to understand that, and I'm ranting right now. I am ranting right now. But I'm frustrated with YouTube at the moment. I am very frustrated. And I really don't know what else to say but voice my frustration, because this is a problem that's been going on with YouTube for years. And I don't expect anyone from YouTube to watch this stream. I don't expect anyone from YouTube to understand what it's like for younger creators. They're rich. They've made their money. They've made their due. So I don't expect them to understand the plight of this. But for small time creators like myself and others who don't do any of this wild stuff, they don't have to post themselves half naked on the internet, they don't have to curse in every 1 to 2 sentences, they don't have to be loud and obnoxious and reference every meme on the internet just to get a pop reaction out of people. People that don't have to do that, they get sucked down into the algorithm, and then it's just like, okay, well, you're not as special as these other people, so we're just going to put you down here. But all the pranksters, the jokesters, and everything else, they get all these opportunities. All these opportunities. They get special treatment. And that's the problem I have with this space, is that Certain people get special treatment for loud and obnoxious behavior, and it annoys me to no end. I think that's why I'm so angry, is that it annoys me to no end. I don't have to do crazy wild stuff to be trending on Twitter. I know what this is all about. I know why people act a fool, because the attention seeking behavior is what gets clicks, likes, and clout from YouTube. It makes their algorithm go up. It makes their viewership go up. Every time someone is trending on YouTube for doing the most ridiculous thing, that's more money for them. And I guess for me, I never have to do anything like that. I never want to do anything like that. I never have to go out of my way to speak negative of every single movie that comes out and tag it as woke because I want the clout or viewership. I never have to go out of my way to say the most controversial thing on the internet just to get someone on Twitter to who has a verified check mark, by the way, not an earned verified check mark, a paid check mark, which you're feeding more into their engagement and payment and paycheck just to say the most ridiculous stuff. I just I guess this is just a rant of the internet in general, and I don't even know where this came from, but I guess I'm just annoyed. I'm just annoyed with how all this works. I'm old school. I don't believe in all this attention seeking stuff that people do. I don't believe in all of this crazy stuff that people do on the internet. At the end of the day, I'm just a guy who wants to make good content, spread positivity, all this stuff. You know what I mean? Like, that's just how I feel. That's just how I feel. And like I said, I don't expect anyone from YouTube or just the internet in general to understand how I feel, but that's just how I feel at the moment, you know? Again, I'm sorry for ranting. I guess this is just something that's just been, on my mind for the longest, and I just need to get it out. I really did. I just need to get it out. Ethan, what's up, man? I'm sorry if you heard me ranting. I'm sorry if you heard me ranting. I'm sorry for everybody who heard me ranting. I usually don't, but I think some part of me just wants to take a stand with this issue. You know what I mean? It's not like I can do anything about it, but some part of me just wants to take a stand because I'm just tired. I'm just tired of how this society has rewarded people for doing absolutely nothing. This society has rewarded people for doing the most crazy, outlandish, and wildest stuff on this platform and other platforms just so they can put more money into their pockets and not care about how it affects themselves or their fan base. That's how I feel. And I think just a part of me just feels like this is a problem that needs to be touched on. And Corey Kenshin, he talked about this. He talked about this same topic that I'm talking about. That when you're a content creator where you don't have to do all this other crazy stuff, YouTube does not reward you for it. They punish you for it. And I think in some way, kind of viewers kind of punish the content creators as well because they don't want to check out the content. And it's not like I can make people check out content. I can't. I can't make anyone check out the content they want to check out. That's your choice. But I think that I think it just comes to a certain time where when far is enough going to be enough? How much longer is it that we're going to have some other person come on the internet, be a prankster, and do all this ridiculous stuff, not affect people, You live stream in your car, you crash your car, and the first thing you're worried about is your car. You're not worried about your friend who was in the car crash with you. You're worried more about your car than anything else. And I just I hate that we live in a time where we are rewarding bad people. We are rewarding bad people for what they do. Meanwhile, punishing the good people who are working hard, working for what they do, and we don't reward them. That's the problem I'm having. And I know this was supposed to be a GTA 6 stream, and I wanted it to be, but I can't go on for any much longer without expressing my thoughts, because that's all I have at the end of the day is my thoughts about all of this. And you could people can share this to whoever they want to share this with. It's fine. But at the end of the day, I'm going to speak my truth on how I feel, because I know there are other people out there who feel the same way that I do. And I know there are other content creators out there like me who are small and young and have a lot of life and have a lot of creativity and a lot of just plans and ideas. And every single time they have a plan or idea, it just doesn't work out in their favor, because all it takes is for one person who, again, doesn't work the same amount that you do. They have a whole team editing their entire videos. Meanwhile, you do everything yourself. And this is no disrespect to people who have a whole team of editors, a whole team of people working behind the scenes on the videos. I'm sure maybe at some point I would get to that status, but maybe I just don't want to, because I believe in the hard work. I put my hands into all of what I do. Every night I stay up to put in time for descriptions, thumbnails, videos, all that. And the people that know me, they know. They know. I don't even know why I'm even trying to prove this. But I just, when there's something heavy on your heart, it's best to talk about it. It's best to share it. And I just felt like I needed to share my feelings and my thoughts on just all of this in general, because I know there are other people who feel the same way that I do. And I think it's time to take a stand. Like I said, I don't know who. I don't expect anyone at YouTube to reach out to me, but something's got to change. Something's got to change. But yeah, I'm sorry for ranting. I know I spent like 15 to 20 minutes ranting about my YouTube problems that I'm sure none of you care about, but I just I just feel like I needed to say something. At the end of the day, you support me, you support me. You don't. It's fine. But I appreciate everyone that does support me. I really do. I appreciate everybody right now who's watching the stream. I appreciate everybody who's watched every video or watched any video, even if it's just one video. I appreciate it. I don't expect for handouts. I don't expect for all this clout and all of this stuff that people on this space and other spaces on social media expect to do. You know, I've never had to do anything wild to get people's attention. I'm me. At the end of the day, without being JaceTheDon, I'm just Josh. That's who I am at the end of the day. I'm just the guy who just lives his day by day and just appreciates the next day and has hope for the future. That's all I can really say. Is just be yourself. Be yourself on this space. Don't ever subside your personality to success and fame, because success and fame at the end of the day, all while that's cool. But if you have no heart, if you have no soul, you're just another entity. You're just another algorithm. You're just another robot in the system. So always remember that. Just be yourself. People will like you for who you are. I went to school not having people like me, and that's fine if they don't like me. That's fine if they don't like me now. But one thing they can never say is that I've had to change myself just to be cool with them. If you respect me, that's cool. I respect you. If you don't like me, that's fine if you don't like me. You don't have to like me. Nobody has to like you. But the people that do like you, those are the ones that matter. Those are the ones that you should care about. The other people, forget them. People are going to talk at the end of the day, but what you do is what you do, and that's what makes you who you are. So, yeah, I'm sorry for my rant. Again, Caden, what's up, man? Yo, I'm tuning in to this real quick to say hi, bro. When I get home in less than 10 minutes, I'll tune in. I'll tune in better. The new trailer looks fantastic. This is a huge win for Rockstar. Hey, man, you're good. I get it. I get you're busy. Don't feel bad about it. Like, don't feel anybody feel bad about it. You're busy. Everybody has work. They have other things to take care of. So don't ever feel bad about that at all, because we're all living through life. We're all living through life. We're all trying to make our lives better. And I just want to just bring awareness to that. You know what I mean? Like, I just want to bring awareness to, we all have something going on. But when we have each other, when we have each other's back, that's what makes this all much better. And I say it all the time, the dream team is the best team. We are the best team. We're dreamers for a reason. And that's why we're so passionate. I'm so passionate about what I do, because I'm a dreamer. I don't look at this as an easy out. I don't want things to be easy. I want things to be something that I know I worked hard for. I know I put all my blood, sweat, and tears in. You know what I mean? I want that. I'm a believer in that. So, yeah. Question you're asking now, am I done? Yes, I'm done. I don't have anything else to say. So we'll continue into GTA 6. Again, I don't know what came over me. I guess, again, when you have something on your heart, you just want to speak on it. And that's the way it is. So I spoke on how I felt. It's done now. We can move on. So, yeah. Going back to your comment, yeah, this GTA 6 trailer looks really good. Like I said, I'm excited for the game. I think most people are obviously like excited for it. So yeah, Caden, if you come back, let me know what things do you want to see in GTA 6. Also, for you in the comments, what things would you guys like to see in GTA 6? It could be visually, it could be, game wise, technical wise, all those things. Maybe you want GTA 6 to be easier to mod. I watch a lot of videos out there of GTA mods, and there's been so many hilarious GTA mods over the years. But one of the dopest ones I've seen is the GTA Cop mods out there. Really cool. A lot of channels do that and stuff, but it's really cool to see people, but role playing and just a whole bunch of stuff. And I'm hoping that GTA 6 makes it easier to mod, not only easier to mod the game, but also just more accessible for content creators to expand their horizons even more with GTA, with, you know, skits and stuff. Because there's plenty of GTA channels that just do skits in GTA. And it's some of the most hilarious stuff. And that stuff I like. I like seeing people just make skits from GTA or do these GTA role plays and just make whole storylines out of them. I think that's very creative. So I'm just hoping from the creator aspect of GTA 6 that they further that even more with this game. Ethan, you said, you bring so much positivity. Thank you for sharing content. Believe in yourself and all that. You know that there is something inside of you greater than any obstacle. I appreciate that. I really appreciate you saying that. I needed to hear that. Really, this year has just not been a. This year has just been kind of a stumbling block for me, especially with YouTube, because I'm trying to look at things from a bigger, broader perspective. Like, again, I love talking about animation, I love talking about Marvel and DC, but I just don't want to spend my entire life talking about just those things. Like, I want to branch out and talk about music. I want to talk about other films. I want to talk about video games and just all that stuff because there's so much to me as a person, you know, that I would love to share with you guys. Um, because, a person's content, you know, you can only get but so much from a person in, a 2 minute video or 3 minute video. You can only get but so much of a personality. But when you're able to have a little bit more variety and a little bit more range with your content, I feel like you're diving into new territory that people get to learn things about you, and you get to learn things about yourself that you didn't know or maybe didn't notice before. And I'm all about that. I'm all about growing with this channel. I'm all about maturing as well. Maturity is a big thing for me. And that's why, for me, I don't believe in, all this. I have to say profanity in every sentence for it to be an adult thing. I have to, make all these edgy jokes just for it to be adult oriented content. I don't have to do that. I mean, yeah, I may make jokes every now and then, but I don't want to feel like I have to push myself to a mature, WWE Attitude Era style of content just so people can watch me, because I don't believe in that. I don't believe that if you are as talented as you say you are, you don't always have to say every curse word under the book to be noticed by people or to be liked by people. People like you for your personality, not what always you say and not always how you say it, but just because you are being you. And I'm sure there's plenty of times I've said things on, my videos that have made you maybe naturally laugh because maybe you didn't expect that from me. And that's what I like. I like that kind of natural comedic stuff. I grew up with a lot of comedians. I grew up with a lot of those storytellers and things of the nature. So for me, I've always wanted to be a storyteller. I've always wanted to take people on a journey and let them just kind of explore new bounds, explore new territories, because there's so much more to it than just being the same character that someone else is. There's so much more to it than just being the same content creator that other people are. So yeah, did not expect to rant on this stream. But yeah, I said my 2 cents, and I'm not gonna feel bad about it. I don't feel bad about it because it needed to be said. It really did. It needed to be said. Sorry, man, my phone's bugging. All good. I understand. I understand, Kaden. Um, you've been very supportive of me through the channel. Ethan, you've been very supportive. Lacole, my buddy Kendrick, everybody over there, you guys have been very supportive. Obviously Carson, Henry, you guys have been supportive. There's so many people who I've met, Geekly as well. Shout out to Geekly, shout out to Chillmonger. There's so many people that I've met this year and years prior. Koi Fish Gaming, my buddy Tony, aka Anima TD. There's so many people throughout this space that I've met, and I'm very much just appreciative of everybody that I've come across, supported me, giving me kind words, and vice versa. I am very glad to be supportive of you guys as well. It's never been about me. This channel isn't even about me. It's just I want positivity. I want people to have a positive space to go to. And I just want people, when they're having a bad day, maybe my video can just cheer up someone. You know, we all need something that will help us get through the day. Because, we all have our days where we just don't feel like getting up out of bed. We all have our days where we just feel like there's nothing to look forward to. But I want to tell you that there's always something to look forward to. Even if it is just, again, maybe you were looking forward to the GTA 6 trailer. Maybe you did hear a rumor about this trailer dropping today. And that's all you've been thinking about. And today they dropped the trailer, and now that's all you can talk about is a trailer. That's dope. That is a dope thing. We all have something to look forward to. Even if it's just the smallest thing as a trailer like this. Even if it's just going to see the Thunderbolts with friends, or thinking about the Fantastic Four, or thinking about Superman, or Jurassic World, or all these movies and shows and comic books and all this stuff. It means something to you. It means something to me. And I just want to bring a space where we can all just be excited. I don't believe in all this negativity sales and all this other stuff that people want to do. If they want to do that with their content, more power to you. But I don't want that. I want honesty. I want authenticity, of course. But I want there to also be a positive. Not everything is set in darkness. There's amazing light out there. And sometimes we just have to find that light for us to see that there is sunshine out there. There is, bright skies and flowers and all that jazz. You know what I mean? Like I just want to be able to bring that sense of, you know, that sense of just constructive criticism, but also looking towards things being good. That's why I said, and I'm gonna say this, that is why the Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man era meant so much to me as a person. And being able to get that interview with Jeff Trammell means a lot to me as a person, because anyone and a lot of people dogged on the show. They hated the show before a trailer even came out. And even when the trailer came out, they hated it. They were saying all these bad things, wishing it to be bad. But I was one of the few people that said, give this a chance, because you never know where this goes, because I believe in positivity. I believe in speaking in that. And that worked in my favor, because you want to know why? I was fortunate enough to get an interview with him. I was fortunate enough to get an understanding into Jeff Trammell's brain, which again, shout out to Jeff Trammell. Shout out to him for doing that interview with me. He didn't have to do that, but the fact that he took time out of his day to do that with me, I am greatly and forever thankful for that. And I'm just a believer in positivity will sell. Negativity is not always the big thing. When you speak positive on things, you just have an understanding. You just have a broader understanding of yourself and things, and you have hope. And I'm a person that just has hope. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just believe in giving stuff a chance. Ironheart, I'm not gonna lie to you. You guys have heard my things with Ironheart. I'm not that interested in Ironheart, but I want to give it a chance. I want to give it that benefit of a doubt, because I don't know. I haven't seen the show. I can't say that the show's going to be bad. I can't say the show's going to be garbage, because I haven't seen the show. But I want to watch the show, give it a chance. If it wasn't for me, it just wasn't for me. And that's okay. That's not going to ruin my entire life because one show just wasn't for me. That's fine. I'm going to be all right. But some people take this stuff way too to heart, and they say, "Oh, Marvel's dead. Oh, Marvel's not what it used to be," and all this other stuff. But they're the same people when every time a trailer comes out for one of their shows and movies, they're the same ones who always have their video out in the algorithm, regardless if it's positive or not. You know, I just, I'm ranting again. I'm ranting again, but I just, there's so many things in this space that I just feel is wrong that I feel like I need to say something about. And again, it's okay to have constructive criticism. Not everything that everyone's is going to say is positive, but giving it a sense of at least a chance or just an understanding, even if you don't like it, as long as you say, like, you know what, this wasn't for me, but if this was for other people, that's okay. I'm not going to make other people feel bad about it. If you liked She-Hulk as a show, more power to you. I personally, it did not resonate with me. If you like Secret Invasion, more power to you. I did not like Secret Invasion. But that doesn't mean that you shouldn't like it because I didn't like it. If you like it, that's cool. I respect you for that. I'm not going to be butthurt over that. I don't have time in the day to be butthurt over stuff like that. I have, there are a million and one other things going on in this world right now than to me be disappointed because you liked a show that I didn't like. I don't have the time in the day to care about that. Again, feel how you want to feel about that. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. Enjoy what you do, and I say it all the time. Enjoy what you do and do it better than anything you could ever imagine, and I promise you, you will be fine. You will be all right. And I stick by those words. And you said, I absolutely love your channel. I always think of your entertainment and how brilliant it is, and will continue to be inspiring. I appreciate that, Caden. I really do. Like I said, I appreciate all the kind words that, you know, in the streams, but also, you know, through Instagram as well, and, you know, Twitter as well. I appreciate it. Everybody, I really do. I appreciate the kind words. It really does help keep me going into just a place of just being positive about stuff and trying to give stuff a chance. We can build an empire in a similar way like they did. Yeah, like I said, it's just all about building a sense of community. You're all good, Jace. You can always speak your mind. Yeah. I don't want to feel like I'm preaching. I don't want to preach. I don't want to rant, but I guess something just came over me and I just felt like I needed to just state my opinion on it. I just need to state my feelings on it. But again, I appreciate everybody who's just supported me throughout this journey, these 3 years. It hasn't been an easy 3 years, and it's not gonna be any easier. But the support that I get from you guys just makes it even much more worth what I'm doing. And I can only imagine where things are going to be 5 years from now, 10 years from now. And by that time, I'm probably in Hollywood. By that time, I'm doing vlogs showing you how it is to make a movie because those are the kind of things and the kinds of content I want to bring. I want to bring so much to this space in a positive manner to inspire other people, to inspire young and old. I want to. Inspiration can come from the simplest of things. But we're all looking for something to inspire. And maybe I'll get more into this feeling tomorrow because I think Thunderbolts is a really good movie that kind of dives into that aspect of mental health, but also other things as well that I think would be really good to touch on tomorrow. So I'll probably dive more into that aspect of that film and why I really enjoy that film and why I think it's a must watch for, everybody. I think everybody could really learn and take something from that film. It's a really well done film, in my opinion. It isn't just a Marvel movie to me. It's a therapeutic it's a therapeutic journey that takes you on the highs and lows. And I think we need that more than ever. In this day and age, I think we need more stories like that. So yeah, and I'm hoping GTA 6 is like that too. I hope they take us through the highs and lows of these characters, together and individually, because there's a lot of things that they could really touch on when it comes to, you know, unfortunate circumstances that people grow up in and trying to escape those circumstances and not always succeeding, but then you have those success stories where they have. So I really hope that GTA 6 can do that, and I have a feeling GTA 6 will do that. I really do have a feeling that they will give us a deeper story when it comes to these characters. I do. You'll be in Hollywood. I hope so. I hope so. I would love to be in Hollywood. I would love to write movies. I would love to direct movies, act in movies. There's so much that I want to do entertainment wise. I want to bring back like E3. Like I want there to be like a big gaming event where all the companies come together, all the fans come together and they just celebrate games. I would love for Marvel to do one big event where Marvel fans and content creators who talk about Marvel could go to these events and they just talk about the process of Marvel, and they talk about the upcoming plans for things and things that they maybe discussed but didn't work out. Like I just there's so many. I think fans and not just fans, but I think people who are just interested in this space, they just want more. They want to understand this business. Same with wrestling fans. I think that's why a lot of internet wrestling fans are they're very vocal about certain things because they want to understand the business. They want to understand how it works. They don't want to know every magic trick. They don't want things to be like Harry Houdini. Like tell me exactly, walk me through exactly how you did that. Some things are just best to be for the imagination. But I think but I think that people just want to know more. They just want to know more. And you don't have to tell everybody everything. You don't have to tell us every person that's showing up in Doomsday and Secret Wars. I don't want that. I want to be surprised for these films. But just knowing that you care about the audience, just knowing that all the fandom and the community and stuff, just knowing that we all can discuss these things in a respectful manner, not calling people names, not cursing at them, not doing swears and slurs at them, but having respectful conversations about this stuff. It goes a long way because then we can get into the feedback. I wish that, so and so was a little bit longer. I wish we would have got more screen time with this character. I wish we would have got a little bit more character development from that character. That sort of thing, that's where we get into that line of, okay, now we're cooking because now we can have these discussions. It's not, oh, this movie was garbage, this movie was trash, or the MCU, DC's not what it used to be, comic books aren't what they used to be, and all this stuff. Because that's not feedback. That's not getting you anywhere. All it is just frustrating you and stressing you out about stuff that, again, if you have no feedback for, then it's just you just spouting out your frustrations towards things. And I don't want to be that person who has to make content like that. I am a full believer in, you know criticism where it's given, but I'm also someone who's willing to give stuff a chance. And again, if I liked it, I liked it. If I didn't, I didn't. That's okay. At the end of the day, we're all human. We're all gonna have different beliefs. We're all gonna have different feelings towards certain things and topics, and that's okay. You know, you just have to be respectful with it. And I think as long as you can say, you know what, I may not agree with you, I may not agree with what you say, but I respect your opinion. How much simpler would life be if we just went by that model of, I don't agree with what you said, I don't agree with how you feel on that, but I understand. I understand where you're coming from. Or, hey, elaborate to me. Tell me why you feel that way. Tell me why you think that way. Why you didn't like that. Why you feel like that could have been better. What would you have done differently if you were in in those shoes? You know, those are the questions we should be asking. Those are the responses that I feel like we should be asking. Uh, saying and also asking, you know. That's an awesome idea, Jace. Always support your convention. Yeah, like I said, there's so many things that could just bring so much excitement and just it gives people something to do. It really does. It gives people something to do. We all can sit at the table and eat. I'm a believer in that. We all can sit at the table and eat together. We all can climb the mountain together. There's no one that I don't believe in the mindset of there's only one winner. I don't believe in the mindset that there's only one person who can climb the mountaintop. I believe everyone can climb the mountaintop and be successful. If that's what they want in their lives, is that if that's what they are destined to do, I'm a believer in that. And so, yeah, this whole stream was supposed to be about me talking GTA 5, and here I am preaching to a congregation like I'm a preacher. Oh God, what have I done? But yeah, I'm sorry for that. It seems like I made this stream just to rant, and it wasn't the plan. It was not the plan. I guess, again, when you have something to say it, and I guess just say it in a manner that's respectful. And I just wanted to say something in a manner that just felt respectful, you know? But yeah, if you guys have any comments or concerns or anything about GTA 6 or anything like that, what you thought of the trailer, let me know. Let me know. I would love to hear it, even for the people in the replay. I hope I didn't scare you away from my ranting. If so, I understand. Um, I understand. But for those who, maybe aren't, or maybe are still here, let me know. Yeah. True, we need more stories out there that tend to focus on great character building while also being funny instead of being funny, which is common. Still here, man. Yeah, man. I appreciate you still being here. But yeah, I think we will get more stories like that. I think, seeing movies like Sinners, original stories out there, um, and seeing the amount of people going to see an original story like Sinners gives me hope for more original stories, more storytelling in general, just giving more people a broader just a broader perspective on things, maybe things they never even thought of before. Film and the entertainment industry is all about our imagination. How far can we take it? I mean, we literally have a whole cinematic universe over fictional characters, all started by Stan Lee and Steve Ditko and Jack Kirby and many other comic people in that realm. If they can do that, who says we can't have a movie about whatever it is that we want to make a movie about? I'm a believer in that. Yeah. If there isn't anything else about GTA 6, I might end the stream. I'm sorry if it ended on a uh sour note, maybe sour note, just depends. Uh I guess I just needed to say something about how I felt. Though it probably wasn't the best space for me to do it on here, but maybe someone else out there maybe needed to hear that. Maybe someone else is going through that. So if you are going through that, I just want you to know you're not alone. You're not alone. Keep working at what you're doing, even if people don't see what you do, and even if you don't have the people that you want, just think about the people that do. The people that do, the people that support you every step of the way, those are going to be the ones that, when you are down on your, when you're down on your lowest of days, they're going to be the ones to pat you on the shoulder, give you a hug, and let you know you're not alone. You're here. We're here for you. We got you. You're going to be all right. And to those people who have been that for me, I appreciate you so much. I really do. Thank you. And I'm here the same way. If you are ever down on your luck and down on you, you're going to be all right. Yeah. So I love how Hollywood is picking up one by one. Me too. Me too. I have faith for Hollywood. I really do. I know it seems like we're going through a period of reboots and uh, reimaginings of old stuff that we grew up with, but I do have a feeling that we're gonna see some original content. I think Sinners has really proved that there's a lot of creative young minds out there that want to take this Hollywood, take this entertainment to a new cinematic peak that we haven't had in a long time or haven't had before. So I'm very optimistic about it. I really am. Hey Jace, did you hear about Jim Smith, the lead of Ren and Stimpy the lead animator for Ren and Stimpy, who passed away a couple days ago? He was interactive with fans and very kind. Didn't know if you heard. I don't think I heard about that. No, I don't believe I have heard about it. I'm sorry to hear of his passing. I don't know much about Jim Smith, but I appreciate him for, animating Ren and Stimpy. It was a big stable as growing up in the 90s as well as early 2000s when we got the reruns and stuff. So shout out to Jim Smith, and rest in paradise to him. Your videos, especially the lives, help confidence building. Yeah, I like I said, that's my goal. I want to bring that kind of positivity and just like awareness to it. I think we could also elaborate more with different genres. Like I don't really see spy movies anymore, but would love them. Yeah, spy movies. Obviously we have our John Wick, we have our, James Bond, our Alex Cross, things like that. But I think it would be nice to explore that crime, espionage, Mission Impossible, which, by the way, really looking forward to Mission Impossible. Uh, I'll tell you guys this story more about Mission Impossible tomorrow when I get into the Thunderbolts and stuff. But yeah, I agree. I think he also worked for Marvel. He was good. He was great drawing superheroes like Ripping Friends. I don't remember Ripping Friends, actually. I don't believe I remember Ripping Friends. But that's cool that he worked at Marvel, though. It's really cool. I'm not a huge Star Wars fan, major respect to it, but I think a reason it got so big was because it was so original in the realm of sci-fi that was never even thought of nor from a book. So I think, yeah, I'm not a Star Wars fan myself. My dad is. He loves Star Wars, but I'm just not a Star Wars fan. I think it's kind of hard for me to get into. Not say it's hard for me to get into, but I just I think that Star Wars works when you kind of understand the lore of what's going on. And I think obviously new people can get into it. But I just think that for me, I love space stories, but I just don't think Star Wars is like the space story for me, if that makes sense. And that's okay, Not everybody has to like Star Wars, not everybody has to like Star Trek or Interstellar or all these other things. There could be something out there that one thing that just caught you like that when it comes to the sci-fi stuff. Maybe, you know, Final Space, uh, tons of like cosmic stuff out there. Maybe Fantastic Four, Nova, all that stuff. There's so many different ways that people get into the cosmic side of things, and that's what makes this all so cool. Is that you can get into the same territory, even if it's from a different brand or a different company or a different character. You know, But I appreciate Star Wars for what it is. I do. Even if I don't understand it, nor that I'm a fan of it, I respect and I appreciate people that are fans of it. I do. And I really do respect the cultural impact that Star Wars has had on people over the years, young and old. So I will never take away Star Wars, credit or take away their flowers for that. Because again, so many people built Star Wars up to what it is today that in my opinion, I can never just take that away. You know, I kind of like Star Trek better. Understandable, understandable. Always wanted to get into it, but never really connected to. Understand, like I said, understandable. Like we're all gonna have something that you know one person is gonna connect to it more than others, and that's okay. You know, I I like I like that. I like that. Again, we're all having different. We're all discovering different things and finding out what we like. And I think as a kid growing up, we know what we like. But I think when you become a teenager, you kind of lose that over time because there's peer pressure, wanting to fit in and all these other things that sometimes you kind of just lose sight of all that. But then when you become an adult, you graduate out of high school, you go to college, you start working and stuff, you start to kind of go back to a lot of the things that you were interested in as a kid, or you start diving back into those things because you still have an appreciation for those things. You still have a love for those things. And I say to anyone, if you still have love for things that you enjoyed 10 years ago, I think that's a cool thing. I think you're I think you're reaching your younger self and kind of respecting the past while also kind of experiencing the future in a really cool way that just feels like a cycle of just continuous interest in your life, you know. That's why, kind of tying it back to Grand Theft Auto, the franchise, right? You know, people grew up with whatever Grand Theft Auto you grew up on, whether it's the first one, the second one, the third one, Vice City, Grand Theft Auto 4, the side stories, GTA 5, whatever one that resonate with you growing up, San Andreas, doesn't matter because at the end of the day, you are a fan of GTA. Rather you like to keep it classic. You like the old ones, but you don't like the new ones. Or maybe you like the new ones, but you don't like the classic ones. Regardless of how you feel about it, you still have a appreciation for the Grand Theft Auto franchise, even if you don't like certain directions that maybe were taken with certain games or things of that nature. It's the poetry of life. Exactly. It really is. It's the poetry of life. And again, that's what makes it so amazing. That's what makes it so dope. But yeah, I'm probably gonna end the stream in a little bit. Um, I'm sure y'all have had enough of me ranting for one day, and I definitely haven't had enough. This probably won't happen again. So again, I apologize for that. But I needed to get all that out. I needed to just kind of kind of just kind of put out what's just been on my mind for I guess for a while now. And I feel like I did it in a respectful manner. I didn't need to go off the rails with it. I didn't need to yell or throw chairs or anything like that like some people do. I didn't need to do that. There's really no necessary reason to do that, to be honest with you. If you're able to express your feelings in a way that's civil, I think people respect you more for it instead of just doing just again the most outlandish stuff just to kind of get people watching. I don't want that. Again, I want things to be natural. I want things to feel natural. You good, Jace? We all need those times. You're a better talker than many most. It's a process, Caden. It really is. It's a process. It's not something that just happens like overnight. There's been a lot of there's been a lot of self control and kind of self awareness within myself that I had to kind of evaluate the situations and kind of realize like I don't need to act out a certain way. I don't need to do certain things to get my emotions out. I can get my emotions out in such a way, and I'm still learning. I'm still learning. I have a lot of room to grow, but I think still I think realizing that I still have a lot of room to grow in that aspect, I think is just gonna make me even better come the future. So yeah. So yeah, that's gonna be all. Welcome to my TED. Thank you for checking out my TED Talk. That's why I understand your videos don't have to be scripted because it brings out the human passion on it. Yeah, I don't script my videos. I don't believe in a script. Like, obviously, if I was to do a movie, then yeah. Doing a movie, like, yeah, I can do a script for that. But hold on. Yeah, doing a script, for that. Yeah, like doing a script for a movie, like yeah. But I think doing videos like I have been doing, all this time, I don't think it's really ever been necessary for me to script. Now, obviously, I do kind of write certain points down in a notebook for things that I need to mention in the video. And sometimes I may like think about, okay, how can I say that? How can I get the intro for this? Things like that. How can I segue into that? So, um, just different things like that. So I do think about those things, but I never try to script my videos because it just doesn't. And not to, again, not to say to other creators that it doesn't come off genuine, but I just feel like, to me, it just comes off authentic, and I feel like myself. I don't feel like I'm forcing myself to say certain words and phrases just because it sounds good on paper. I want to be able to say what sounds and feels good in the moment for me, and maybe for you guys as well, that maybe you guys like, enjoy that. And I take feedback from what you guys say, and I take that into consideration into future videos and future content. Amazing TED Talk. Appreciate it. Who's your favorite actor? I thought it was Denzel, but I could be wrong. It is Denzel. Denzel is my favorite actor of all time. Love Denzel Washington. Everything he's been in. I don't know. Only one Denzel movie I didn't like. There was only one Denzel movie that I didn't like, but the other Denzel movies that I have seen, I have enjoyed. I have appreciated and admired Denzel as an actor, not only as an actor, but as a motivation, as a speaker, as a person of professionalism. I'm a strong believer in professionalism, and I want to always carry that professionalism within myself, because, again, it matters. Reputation matters, and that's a big thing for a lot of people. Reputation matters. So when you have people who aren't professional, when you have people who are just doing the most craziest stuff, you kind of see where things head. But for me, I've always wanted to just keep the professional, keep the professional side of things, keep my emotions out of it all the time. Like today was probably not a day where my emotions were kept intact, but I guess there was some truth to what I was trying to say. I guess my truth. Everybody has a truth. Doesn't always mean it is the truth, but everybody has a truth that they want to speak on. And so, like I said, for me, I just I'm a strong believer in that. You never come off better than, or rather, you're like someone who people want to be because of your positivity, talent, and yes, professionalism. You carry that to a T. You've sacrificed a lot to get where you are. I thank you, King. You, man, you're a king too. You're a king too. Everybody here, the kings, y'all are kings and queens for real. We all are. In our own way, we all are. And like I said, we all deserve to win in this life. I'm a believer, and I want to see everybody win. I want to see you succeed. I want to see you make all the money you want, all the friends you could ever ask for, all the trips to Cancun that you ever wanted to go on in your dreams. I want you to do that. I want you to make your dreams happen. I want you to be happy. Because when you're happy, when the person next to you is happy, when everybody around you is happy, the world is happier. So yeah. Yeah, I've preached way too long. I've talked way too long about this. Didn't even talk about GTA, so I'm sorry again for those who were looking for a GTA stream and got a therapy session instead. I'm sorry about that, but yeah. Thank you guys so much for tuning into the stream. I have fun. I needed this. I'm sure maybe some of you maybe needed this too. And yeah, it's a great stream. It's a great stream. So thank you all so much as always. Definitely go check out my GTA 6 trailer 2 reaction that I put out a while ago. It's pretty good. I think you guys would enjoy it. I enjoyed making it. Uh, New style too. I did a little bit of a new style change with it. So let me know what you guys think about that. Give me some feedback. If you like it, you don't like it, I'd like to hear it. Always feedback is always, constructive feedback is always good. So yeah, thank you so much. Gotta put Cancun on the bucket list. Yeah, I definitely want to go on Cancun. So that's definitely a place. Italy, France, Japan, all those cool places with beaches. I'm a beach person. I love going to the beach. So anywhere with the beach, I'm there. I want to go to. So well, beach and city. I'm a beach and city kind of person. I like certain country aspects, like you know stuff like that. So I guess just traveling places in general would just be fun, and I'd love to do vlogs with me traveling to certain places all over the world too. I think that would be really cool as well. So yeah, that's definitely a plan that I have down the road. But yeah, with that being said, what am I gonna say? If you have a goal, a passion, a project, just do it. Go for it. Do it better than anything you could ever imagine. And I promise you, the road along the way will take you where you need to go. And you'll find the people that are right for you in this life. Because I'm a strong believer that we all have someone right. We all have the right people in our lives. It's just a matter of going along the journey and finding them along the way and bringing them with you. So yeah, that being said, I got one more comment. You said is great. Riadel, I don't know what you're saying. I guess that's a great place to travel. I'll definitely put that on my list, Caden. But yeah, with that being said, thank you for the GTA 6 stream. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. And with that being said, big love to you all and peace out.